Okay, for my country, I chose India. And in the scenario, I'm part of a restaurant company franchise that is looking to expand into foreign markets. And we're starting with India. So, okay, hi everybody. I know most of you could not be here today, so I put together a PowerPoint presentation to go over some of the stuff you'll need to know in our plan to expand our restaurant franchise internationally. India is our first market, so I have some information here that will be helpful. First off, why India? Well, I think it's a great place to start. The current leadership in India is really encouraging foreign businesses to come there, and they also have a very large population. It's the second most populated country in the world, and their economy is currently growing very quickly. I think it's a great place to start. And I put together some general information about the country, just for those of you who may not know much about it. Is located in South Asia. Current population is somewhere around 1.3 billion. It's a large country, so most of that population is still rural, living in small towns and villages. Um, Although some of the largest cities, which is probably where we'll begin, are cities like Bombay, also known as Mumbai, Calcutta, and Delhi. And the currency there is the rupee and the paise, which is comparable to the dollar in cents. Paise is 1/100th of a rupee. So language and religion in India is quite different than it is here in the United States. Hindi is the official language of the government and the most commonly spoken language there. English is second and is also an official language due to the British colonials. Um, Hindu is the most popular religion, 79.8%. And the second most popular religion is Islam with about 14.2%. So at our meeting, there will be certain attire that's expected. Men typically would wear a suit and tie. If it's very hot, like it does sometimes get there, it's acceptable to take off the suit jacket. Women would wear probably a conservative dress or a pantsuit and try to avoid leather, as cows are revered in India and leather could be seen as offensive, so no leather shoes, go with suede. And some etiquette to be careful of there. Unlike the United States, it's actually polite to arrive 10 to 15 minutes late rather than early. Saying thank you after meals is actually seen as a form of payment and therefore can be offensive. Um, they have a very strict class system there, so use professional titles like Mr., Mrs., Doctor, and phone the guests the day before. That's seen as a polite thing to do. Just give them a telephone call, making sure that everything's still going through. And everyone at the meeting, if you would just introduce yourself to each of them, one at a time rather than all as a group, that's seen as very polite. And some things to avoid here. Um, Aggressive body language, so hands at the side can be taken as, an aggressive stance or hands crossed. So try to be conscious of that. Um, hand Usually food is eaten with the hands and the right hand specifically. The left hand is seen to be unclean. Um, so try to be a part of the culture and, eat with the hand. No pork in Muslim religion and no beef in Hindu. So if you're ordering, try to avoid those two foods. And if you want to be really safe, you could order vegetarian, as much of the population of India is also vegetarian. Don't touch anybody's heads, even if you're just, patting the head of a child or something that is seen as offensive in India. And if anyone gives you a gift, or if you give them a gift, it's kind of seen as rude to open it in front of the person who gave the gift. So wait until later when you or they get home to open the gift. And yeah, as long as you stick to these, just avoid things that could be seen as offensive. And I think that this meeting will go well. And hopefully it's a successful business venture. So thanks everyone for watching.